Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing? It is me, Mr. 4K Upscaler. On this video, I want to talk about something that I think it's something I have experienced and learned throughout my 40 years, and I think I should share it with you. For those of you who don't know me, originally I'm from Bosnia. I was born in Sarajevo, and I was there during the war from 1992 all the way through 1995. And then after that, I came here to the United States at a very young age. I was 13 years old. First, I lived in New York, and then from New York, I moved down here to Florida. And that's about as much as I'm going to tell you how I got here. But in my time being here and then meeting other people, traveling around, meeting new people, I met some very interesting people, some very interesting characters, if you will, characters that really have a lot of influence, a lot of charisma, a lot of knowledge. Remember, the power is the knowledge. The more knowledge you have, the better you're going to feel and the better you're going to exist in this reality. Now, there's all kinds of knowledge out there. There's a negative knowledge, there's a positive knowledge, and there is the knowledge that's in between. It's good to have a mixture of all of the above. It's good to know the ugly, the bad, the good, the horrible. It's good to experience all of these vibrations. Now, what are we talking about? Now, this is the tricky part. Vibrations. Vibrations means different levels of density frequencies. What are the frequencies? Frequencies is something you can detect with your radio, you can read it electronically, but you can't see it with your eye. You can't see the frequencies with your eye. So, frequencies are every cubic centimeter of space. Every cubic centimeter of space, there is an energy flow. Like right now, here, there's an energy flow. Only one negative is this 5G connection that I'm using through a cell phone that could be sending some negative signals. Okay. Now, why is this so important? The energy fields. Every cubic centimeter of the space has an energy field. Why is this so important? Well, this is so important because that's how we exist on this planet. Without energy, nothing would exist, nothing would survive. Without sun, nothing would live, nothing would survive here on our planet or our galaxy. What's sun? Sun is the energy. Okay, what is the planet? How does the planet work? Planet really works based on the energy. Okay, now I'm not going to go too deep balls into this to explain, I don't have time to tell you all about this. It's something you have to research. The reason I'm mentioning this is because what I have learned in my past and the people to whom I have met is I have learned that everything we feel, everything that we receive in our mind comes through different frequencies and energy fields. Do you know, like when you go somewhere, you walk into a place and you get this negative energy feeling, like you having like a nervousness and you like having difficult time breathing because you sense some kind of different negative vibe. Okay, they call them vibes. I call them energy fields, frequencies. I call them energy frequencies. Okay, and these energy frequencies, they can have a big effect on you. Now, when we talk about frequencies, Nikola Tesla talked about this too in his books, how he was able to send electricity in Colorado Springs without any wires. Why? Because every centimeter cubic of the space, every cubic centimeter of the space has energy. Therefore, it can flow. If there was no energy on this planet, you wouldn't be able to send any frequencies. You wouldn't be able to use a cell phone. You wouldn't be able to use satellites. You wouldn't be able to use Wi-Fi. That's it. That would be it. So they do exist. And the reason this is so important, and I hope I'm not losing you guys, the reason why this is so important, because the frequencies have a big effect on our brain. What is the brain? That's our chip, that's our antenna, that's our mind. The minds can be easily tapped into, they can be easily fragile uh, if you're not careful enough, if you don't guard it properly. The frequencies can easily affect your mind. For example, if you are uh, watching a TV and the TV is sending out some very bad vibe frequencies, like you don't like what you're seeing and it's irritating you, that's a bad frequency. That's a negative frequency. It means you're watching something negative that can affect you and your well-being. Because this is a chip right up here that's inside your brain. That's your CPU, your central processing unit. And I know some of you are going to laugh about this. Some of you are going to say, oh, what is Mr. 4K talking about? Is he on drugs? Is he on some kind of like smoking pipe? Or I don't care. I'm not here to care what people are going to think. I'm just here to share what I have learned and what I know. I'm just giving out the information. You can do whatever you want to do with this. I don't force anybody to believe me, nor do I force anybody to think that this is some kind of like law or some kind of rule and this is how you should live your life. No, I'm not enforcing anything to anybody. I'm just here to tell you what I have experienced. When I was a little kid, I fell down. This was in Bosnia. I fell down and I hurt my head. And I don't remember I just remember me going up the stairs. Me going up the stairs, and there were these lights that actually only turn on the sensor for about for like 2-3 minutes, and then they turn off. And I was going up the stairs, and the light went off. It was dark, and I missed a few steps, and I fell down, and I hurt myself pretty badly. I was unconscious. All I remember is waking up in this bright white room with all these doctors and everything. My head was shaved, and I can feel, where they stitched me up and everything. And but in between that, I started noticing things differently. I swear to God, after that moment, after I have fell down and I had the surgery and I came out, I had I was seeing things differently. I was not seeing things the way other people were seeing them. What do I mean by that? Meaning like I was levitating at like a different level. I was able to read people. I was able to detect, to see if someone's being genuine or if someone's being dishonest. Like I was able to pinpoint and read people on that level. And that's not something that I wanted to have. This is not something that I was expecting to have, but it was something that I can determine. Like I can tell if this person's trying to use me or this person's not being genuine. Like I just have that instinct. Like I can read that person and that they're not being genuine, that behind that acting face, there is dishonesty and shadiness. And I can read through that while the other people were having a difficult time reading that. And this is why I didn't have that many friends. I mean, I had friends, believe me. Even right now, I got tons of friends. But a lot of people felt kind of comfortable being with me and socializing with me because it was difficult for them to keep a secret. I mean, for them to lie to me. I'm sorry. It was difficult for them to lie to me. And some people, they love to lie. Some people love to make themselves bigger than what they are because they feel embarrassed if they tell the truth. Like, hey, look at me. I live with my brother, or I live here, I live there, or I don't have enough money. They were embarrassed to tell the truth. But see, this is the issue, guys, and this is the important part that I want to talk about. This is exactly why some people never evolve. This is exactly why people feel always negative and bad, because they're not being honest with themselves. They're not being truthful to themselves. And the worst part is they're lying to themselves and they're lying to others. So what I have learned is that don't worry about what people are going to think. Just say it. It's like Sir Anthony Hopkins said, there's no time for anything else. Life is short, and life is short. I learned that uh, early on with my father when he passed away from cancer at 62. I learned that life is very short, and he left us very early. So I learned early on that life is short. And I lost some other friends as well, besides my father. So you learn fairly quickly how short life really is. So all of these experiences I have accumulated, and I have came to conclusion that the reason why there's so much negativity going on in the world, the reason why all of this violence and everything going on, it's due to the fact that we are operating on a very low level of frequency. Frequency of fear. What is the frequency of fear? Frequency of fear is where you're always angry, where you're always hating, where you always have dislike, where you always feel agitated, where you always feel that someone is to blame. That's the low level of frequency. And I have shifted to these frequencies myself. I have been guilty of it myself. I have done that many times. I'm not perfect. I'm not saying this to tell you that I'm kind of a perfect person. I'm not. But I have learned how to balance myself. The word is the balance. Remember, the word is not perfect. You're never going to be perfect. You need to forget about that word. Perfect shouldn't exist. There's no such thing as perfect. The key word is balance. How to balance yourself, how to keep yourself in the balance. And I have learned that throughout my years meeting other people. And the one thing I realize is that everybody's operating on a low level frequency. And what does that mean? Well, there's many density levels of spirits out there. Believe it or not, we have spirits inside of us. Otherwise, you would be like a robot. You'd be just moving around, doing what you need to do without any feelings. The reason we have feelings, the reason we feel things, the reason we are connected to the nature, the reason we can love and smile and be together, it's because we are spirits and we're all connected to one universe. Okay? Whatever you want to call that, you want to call it God, whatever it is that out there, that's it. That is that energy. That's what we're connected to. So we always operate on this planet, majority of us operate on that frequency of fear, which is a third density. Third density has been talked about on YouTube by Alex Collier. You need to watch his podcast, not his podcast, his YouTube videos. Alex Collier. Just Google him. I don't have time right now to give you his biography about Alex Collier. He talked about the density levels. Al Bielek, who worked at the Philadelphia experiment, he passed away. He talked about the density levels. Nikola Tesla talked about the density levels in 1930s. Okay, what are the density levels? The frequencies levels, dimensional levels of how much you are evaluating yourself to. Frequency levels that you are working on are the density level 3. We are at the density level 3. And this is why we have all of this negativity. This is why we have all of this stuff happening. Now, density level 3, it is a negative. It's not like the best level to be at. I don't want to say it's like the worst level ever, but it's definitely not the level that we should be on. I'm just kind of letting you know the stuff that I have learned for some people and that I have researched. We're on the third density level. There's many different density levels out there. Density level 4, meaning you can actually have much better knowledge, be more aware of things, see things through different things, where you can read people's mind, you can be telepathic, you can implement certain thoughts to other people. When you go to these different density levels, you learn to evaluate yourself, your state of mind, and progress out there. Now, a lot of people say, oh, well, this hasn't been proven, blah, 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 blah. You know what? Do your own research, guys. I'm not here to tell you again to believe what I'm going to tell you to believe. I'm just here to tell you that this is what I have experienced throughout my life. You know, and I think there's a reason why I'm still here. And I think there's a reason why I survived that war, why I came here. I think there's a pretty good reason for that. You know, just like Nikola Tesla had a reason. That's why he never got married. He never had any children. My brother has children. I'm happy to be an uncle. And don't get me wrong. I would love to be married. I would love to have children. I would love to be to have family of my own. I would love to have that. But it just not everyone gets the same roll of a dice, guys. Nothing's a coincidence. I don't believe in coincidences, guys. I don't believe in that stuff. I believe there's a reason for everything. There's a reason why you're watching this video. There's a reason why I'm making this video. I can't tell you why I'm making it, but I felt the urge that I have to make it. Okay, what that is, why that information I'm getting from somewhere is telling me to make this video, I can't tell you exactly why. Now, many of you are going to say, oh, you're delusional, you're crazy, you need a psychiatrist. This is what a third density level will tell you because they don't like the frequency you're giving them. Me, I'm a frequency of positivity and love. I'm not about me, or I'm not about what I have, my possession of things, okay? I don't live in a big house. I'm not super rich, okay? I don't care about money, okay? Money is not my main focus. If I wanted to be after money only, guys, I'm very intelligent, I'm very smart. I can easily do that. I can easily put an act and go out there and work my way in through all these shady deals to get rich. Okay? I can join that group out there of all the shady guys, of shady business personnels, working the deals in stock market and whatnot. I can easily get rich and working with the bankers. And trust me, if I really wanted to get into that and be super rich, I could easily do that. But that was never my goal. That was never my intent, for whatever reasons, guys. Okay? I just want to let you know. I can do anything I want to do if I really focus myself to it, focus my mind to it, but I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in fame. I'm not interested in money. I'm interested in something else. I'm interested in spreading positivity and love to other people. I'm interested in seeing people evolve. I'm interested in seeing other people start their YouTube channels. I love to see smile on people's faces. When I see someone happy and I make their night a better night, when I see somebody and I make their day a better day, that makes me feel good. I get rewarded by that. It makes me feel great. You know what doesn't make me feel great? When I see people depressed, when I see people suffering, that doesn't make me feel good. Now, I do what I can to help, and I always do, believe me. It's just you guys don't see me. You don't see it. When I'm outside, if I'm out walking out or driving down the road, if I see somebody struggling, I always try to help them out. If I see a homeless dude out there, I try to buy him a bottle of water, get him a drink, get him a hamburger, whatever, get him a pizza, Domino's, doesn't matter. I try to go out there. I try to do the best I can to help, okay? And I do this because I care. I look at people as spirits. I don't look at people as just, or he's black, or he's Hispanic, or he's Jamaican, or he's this, he's Chinese. I don't look at people like that. I look at people, as spirits. We're all human beings. We're all spirits. Okay? We all feel. We all feel fear, love, compassion, and we all want to be loved, and we all want to be compassionate. We all want to feel purpose and belonging. Dr. Phil talked about this. Another guy that's also cool is Dr. Phil, you know. And but what I'm talking about is the frequency levels. How do you get out of the density level 3? That's very difficult, guys. Uh, you have to sacrifice yourself a lot. What I mean by that, sacrificing yourself, meaning you have to strip yourself from possessions of things. You got to be able not to constantly worry about what people are going to think about you. You got to constantly stop buying stuff that you don't need. You need to constantly stop being greedy. So, what I'm trying to say, you got to strip your ego from yourself in order for you to evolve to another density level. You can't evolve to another density level if you are constantly thinking about yourself, being greedy, thinking about buying materials and then showing off material, thinking that everyone should obey by your ideas and agree with you at all times. If you can strip your ego, that's what I mean by sacrificing yourself. I'm meaning sacrificing your ego. Strip away your ego. Maybe I shouldn't use the word sacrifice, maybe that's too much, but you know what I mean. I mean sacrificing that ego. Strip away that ego from yourself. And if you try that one time, just for the one day. Try for one day. And if you don't like it, go back to your third density. Try one day and see how it works. Remember, strip away your ego, strip away your greed, and try to spread positivity and love to others. Positivity and love will open all kinds of doors. Well, I don't think I have any more time here, but I think it's 22 minutes. So thank you guys for listening to this. I really appreciate it. Thanks a lot, though. I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks very much.